I had the privilege of attending the centenary celebration of Alliance High School, which was founded in 1926. But as I reminded them on that occasion, before Alliance, there was Kapsabet High School. Which was established a year earlier in 2025. This great institution, therefore, stands among the oldest centers of learning and academic excellence in our country, and it carries a remarkable distinction. Out of the 5 presidents who have led Kenya since independence, 2 were shaped within this very compound. But the story of Kapsabet is not only about presidents. It is also about thousands who passed through these gates, carrying dreams in their hearts and determination in their minds. They went on to become teachers, doctors, scientists. And when I look at the young men gathered here today, I have absolutely no doubt that the next chapter of this great story is already being written right here before our eyes. To the students here today, allow me to speak to you directly. Some of you may come from humble homes. Some of you may come from villages and towns whose names are not widely known. 41 years ago, I was exactly where you are today. Just like you, I carried dreams whose full meaning I did not yet understand. This school helped give those dreams direction. It will do the same for you. So I pray God. And why do I say this? Because I firmly believe that education is the greatest equalizer known to humankind. It is that very conviction that has guided our work in government right from the beginning. Since assuming office, we deliberately placed education at the center of our national transformation agenda. As I have stated on many occasions, no investment a nation makes is more powerful or more consequential than investing in education. That is why today, almost 30% of our national budget is invested in education, and we so proudly do. This is as intentional as it is deliberate. In just 3 years, our education budgetary allocation has grown by nearly 50%, from about 500 billion in 2022 to 702 billion this current financial year. Next year is going to move up by another 65 billion to 765 billion. One of the largest investments in our nation's history. We have successfully completed the transition, the competence-based education and training system, a reform measure designed to prepare our learners for the demands of a modern world. This year, the pioneer cohort joined grade 10 in senior school with an impressive 99% transition rate. I did say earlier that we haven't given up on the 1%. We're still pursuing them because they too may and must come and join their colleagues. At the same time, we are investing heavily in learning infrastructure, working together with our members of parliament, to which I am grateful. We have constructed 23,000 classrooms in the last 3 years, and we are constructing, as we talk, 1,600 laboratories in different schools across Kenya. Let me also say, equally important and strategic is the strength of our teaching workforce. Over the past 3 years, we have recruited 100,000 teachers. And before the end of this year, we will recruit another 16,000 teachers, fulfilling our commitment to close the teacher shortage of 116,000 that we inherited. This is the largest teacher recruitment drive in Kenya's history. In higher education, we have introduced the student-centered funding model, enabling students from especially disadvantaged backgrounds to access scholarships and loans covering up to 95% of their education costs. We have increased university capitation from 45 billion to 82 billion, while funding for scholarships and higher education loans board has risen from 17 billion to 41 billion this year, restoring stability in our public universities, many of which were on the verge of bankruptcy. Ladies and gentlemen, we may not know with certainty what the careers of the future will look like, or what new industries will emerge in the years ahead. But what we know for sure is that the education we are building today is designed to prepare our learners for exactly that kind of future. It is an education that nurtures creativity, curiosity, sparks and encourages innovation, and builds the resilience and adaptability needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Our goal is not merely to prepare students for the opportunities that exist today, but to equip them with the imagination, skills, and confidence to seize the opportunities of tomorrow, to create, to lead, and to design the future rather than simply to wait for it. It is said the best way to predict the future is to create it. As I conclude, allow me to reiterate that the success of any institution is not defined merely by policy pronouncements or academic results. It will ultimately be judged by the opportunities they create, the enabling environment and infrastructure we build, and above all, by the character, the discipline, and the sense of responsibility we instill in those who pass through these institutions. For 100 years, Kapsabet High School has faithfully nurtured young men of integrity, purpose, and ambition, young men who understand that excellence is not an accident, but the product of commitment, perseverance, and character. Once again, I want to say to my alma mater, the Kapsabet High School, on this historic occasion, congratulations on 100 years, or as we celebrate the centenary milestone for our great institution. Let me say the following as I conclude. I have had the occasion to speak to the board and management of Kapsabet High School. They have bestowed on me the honor of becoming the patron of this school, though they did not ask for my opinion. But be that as it may, I take with great honor and a sense of responsibility the responsibility you have entrusted on my shoulders to be the patron of this great institution. And as a result, I want to promise that we are going to work together. We have done so before. We will continue to work together. As I don this uniform of Kapsabet boys with a lot of pride, I do so for all the children of Kenya, to confirm to them that the government of Kenya, their parents, and the society and nation of Kenya stands with all our children. It is our commitment to all our children that no child should be left behind. We understand full well that every child must get equal opportunity to learn. And that is the reason we must continue to invest in education. Education is not a cost to us. It is an investment to the nation as we invest in our children and invest in our future. We will continue to work with all the stakeholders to make sure that Kenya continues to be the country where our greatest asset is our human capital. And because our greatest asset is our human capital, investment in our greatest asset, that's our human capital, sharpening it, using education, training, knowledge acquisition, and research is going to continue to guide our investment in education. I am very proud to learn from the principal here that every year students from this great school, between 20 and 25 students, join Ivy League universities. Right from here in Kapsabet. That is a feat that is not easy to attain. And it gives us confidence that we are preparing the men and women that will have the knowledge, the skills, the expertise, and the talents to move our country to the next level. I am persuaded, beyond any reasonable doubt, that Kenya is going to be a great nation in our generation. We are going to move this country to the next level. And because it is our intention, it is our plan, it is our commitment, and it is our vision for us to move Kenya to the next level, the human capital, the men and women that will move this country to that future, we must make sure that we accumulate enough knowledge, we create new knowledge for us to take our country to the next level. And therefore, I want to confirm to you, as I confirm to the nation here, that we will continue to forge the future as one people. This school is a national school. I understand and I know that students from across Kenya are beneficiaries of the great history and tradition that has been established in Kapsabet High School. Let me complete my remarks by saying, when I was here, we didn't have the primary school. We didn't have the secondary school. We didn't have the ECD. I am very proud that the management of this school came up with the idea and actually actualized so that this school, under one registration, has an ECD, a primary school, a secondary school, and we are proudly part of this history. Waziri, I had many problems. I tried to persuade Lenana School to provide facilities for a primary school, and I had great difficulty. Finally, they agreed reluctantly. We now have a primary school in Lenana School. Waziri, let me persuade you. If you can go and persuade the Board of Management of Lenana to come and learn something from Kapsabet. Because the greatness of an institution is determined not by being exclusive, but by expanding the boundaries so that more people can benefit from the excellent history that every school is proud of. Maybe I will also ask you, Waziri, to go and speak to the management of Nairobi School. They have enough space to accommodate a primary school. Maybe the Mangu High School and many of the other schools, because there is a tremendous amount of benefit if we can get the success that is our national schools and all the other schools to expand to reach more and more children of the Republic of Kenya. Let me conclude my remarks by saying that I know we have 2,000 and a bit boys here. Yeah? It is my belief, now as patron, that this great tradition of excellence, of discipline, of integrity should be extended to more young men in the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, we have facilities in this school, but we need to expand them. And therefore, we are going to work together. I have agreed with the management here. Now that you made me patron, I am going to be making decisions. Of course, in consultation with the board. So I have consulted the board, and we have said we are going to delay by a bit the auditorium. We are instead going to build a science complex, because this institution is a great institution of STEM subjects. And because close to 60% of the admissions, Mwalimu, is that correct?
Yeah, 90% now STEM.
Oh, the numbers have changed. 90%, I'm told, of the students here pursue STEM subjects. Therefore, the science complex is going to be a critical component to make sure that these men and women, these men especially, have a chance to pursue their STEM courses. Number two, we are going to build an extra 40 classrooms. Simulisema nilifanya mambo huko Alliance. Ama? So, we're going to do an extra 40 classrooms. And we are also going to do for you another 1,000 capacity dormitory. Yeah? That way, we will open up more space for more children from this region and from the Republic of Kenya to partake of this great tradition of excellence that Kapsabet High School is known for. Therefore, we are going to work together with the board. I have already agreed with them on how we are going to roll out that particular program. Finally, we have Namgoi Secondary School, our neighbor. We have Namgoi. You know, we have some other friends of ours, especially the good people from Alliance and Lenana and Mangu. They sometimes enjoy the rest of us. They tell us we have come from bush schools. They even make it worse. They say some of us learned in schools that are only polling stations. I think they were talking about Namgoi. But Namgoi is a great institution. So